Yes, here we are. Thank you, Devidatta, for accepting this invitation to be here and discuss your journey on sounds. So
Thank you for having me here.
I have a very simple question. I only wish to discuss your journey with sounds. How has it been? What inspired you to choose sound as whichever tool you consider it as? Maybe a therapeutic tool, a healing tool, or a tool that helps you move into silence, or a tool that you use to meditate. Whatever sound is for you. I wish to hear it all today.
Okay. Okay. Before I start, so I don't know the exact date when I started the sound journey, or so I'm not good with dates. So whenever I think it was about 2 years back, 2.5 years back, and I had no intentions of learning sound. I had no idea what Tibetan balls are or gongs are. Nothing, no idea. And I had no intention, to be honest, to do anything about sound. So I am a yoga teacher, and I have been teaching yoga for maybe around 15 years now. So I was taking a session with one of my students at her house, and that's where I found a small Tibetan ball, and I was just playing with it. I had no idea what has to be done with that mallet. Okay, whether it has to be like this or nothing. Okay, and I was just striking it, and something changed that point. That was a magical moment, and I can still literally go in that moment, and there are goosebumps on my body right now. So I can still literally feel that sensation which I was getting that time, and that shifted something. And so I was literally after that question, I was desperate to know what it is and how it has to be done, and who are the people from whom I can get this knowledge. And so somehow I had one friend on my Facebook who had posted some Tibetan balls for photos and she playing. So then I immediately contacted her and asked, "This is what I want to learn. So can you recommend some people who can teach me?" So she recommended a few names, out of which one of them was yours, okay, one of them was Chintan. So I started calling you and Chintan, and finally got myself registered for one of the sessions. Uh, so before you, I did the Chintan's workshop. And so, of course, that was my proper, I think, what you can call it, proper introduction to sound. Or I should rather call the first instance as a proper introduction to the sound. Okay, because that was an experience. Uh, so so certificate wala journey started with the Chintan's workshop. Uh, yeah, so in that workshop, what Chintan told me was he gave me a bowl and he said, "Hey, this sound, I don't know the exact word, whether he said this sound or this bowl will bring in a lot of prosperity in your life." That is what his words were. And so I thought I'll be making a lot of money after doing that workshop, and that's what the feeling was. And so now 2 years down the line, of course, I have made a lot of money. Okay, it's not that I have not made, but the definition of money and prosperity has changed, and that change I feel has been possible because of the sound. Okay, so I always felt I was desperate for money before the sound, where I don't feel right now. Okay, the best example is so in this last 3 months we are in lockdown. Okay, uh, so I don't have same number of clients which I had before the lockdown. Okay, so my income has drastically changed. Okay, uh, since I save lot, in mutual funds and all, you consider the savings has also drastically changed. Okay, okay, because of the stock market, and I'm still at ease and peace. Okay, so
Wow.
that's the major difference which I can see in myself predominantly. So uh, with so earlier what used to happen is I was like like for me that client was कि अरे ये छोड़ के गया तो मेरा इतना इतना हजार जाएगा.
True.
ऐसा ऐसा थिंकिंग था. Okay,
Hmm.
which is no more.
Wow.
Okay, so not that I'm careless. Okay, but I'm okay. See, there are clients who will come, who will go. Okay, some people will like me, some people may not like me. Okay, some people may उनका लाइफ में कुछ चेंजेस हो जाएंगे, they will shift somewhere and that's why they can't do the sessions with me and ये होते रहेगा. But when earlier this used to happen, I used to feel very upset कि अरे ये plan मुझे छोड़ के कैसा जा सकता है. And the upsetness or the uneasiness was not because he has left, but because कि मेरा उतना उतना income कम हो गया. Okay? So now I don't feel like last 3 months I'm still at very ease and peace. Okay? So that is one major shift which has happened in me because of sound. I would say. So when I did Chintan's workshop, then after that I also did your workshop. Um, so your workshop gave me a lot of practical knowledge about sound. Okay? And being in the field of yoga for so many years, I could relate to your workshop and my field, and then I started doing a lot of workshops on sound. So basically, I used to take a lot of sound baths. So in the last 1.5 years, whatever sound bath I have taken, I'm amazed with the way how simple sound works for people. Okay. Um, so basically, you are not doing anything. You are just with you are just playing it. Okay. There is no set rules for ये ऐसा ही करो ये वैसा ही करो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Okay. For some issues we may have, but most of the time we just go with the flow. And I just love that in the session. And still people share certain amazing things after the session happens or after a few weeks. So I have this one woman uh, who shared a beautiful thing. So she's a gynac. Okay. She had not disclosed this before she shared. She had some menstrual issues for many years. She was consuming some medicines for that. Since she is a gynec, she knows that those medicines are have side effects. Okay, but still she has to consume because of her issues. And in one of the sessions, uh, she shared she felt a lot of vibration at her reproductive system organs, and she felt white light and all. So this is what she said in one session. And after a few weeks, when I had a second session of maybe a month or so, uh, she said that she has stopped medicine because her issue has cured. Okay, and you won't believe the last session before the lockdown, which I took the sound bot, was her in her clinic for her patient.
Wow. Wow. This is an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
I
So and this experience to get from a medical practitioner is like
Wow.
something different. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's like you've
So
been
normally
approved that yes, this works. Yeah. True.
and then she kept the session. So she has a pathology lab or something like that. So she has good space where 10, 15 people can easily lie down after removing the chairs. So she has told me that once, so before the lockdown, this was the plan that once a month I will be conducting the session at her. So we did one before the lockdown and then the lockdown happened. But I'm sure whenever the lockdown is over, we'll be doing once a month session at her place. Okay. So that's how. So So I had no idea about that issue with her. Okay, neither I did something kuch nahi. So I was doing what I wanted to do, basically, what I love to do, and these things happen. And this is one example, but I'm sure there are lot many examples which I can give. Okay, but this is one of the best which I can remember right now. Okay. So this is how simply the sound works, okay, on you, on the people whom you're offering it to. Okay, so that so I just love the simplicity of sound.
Absolutely. You've
Okay,
said it.
so
It's so simple. Yeah.
yeah, okay, and the best thing is you don't need you to do a session. You don't need you want six balls. You can just do a session with three balls, and I have seen people doing it, and still it works. Okay, so you can start with ease, and it's basically you start practicing on yourself. That's what I feel, and slowly just spread. So one more thing, as I'm saying right now, I have been teaching yoga for 15 years. Okay, but I have never done workshops so frequently. Okay,
Wow.
that
Okay.
if that that just now I realized. So in
Uh-huh.
the 15 years, okay, for a group session, uh, I can maybe just count on my fingers how many workshops I have done for yoga.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but in this last 1.5 to 2 years, I have done more sound healing workshops in the sense sessions, group
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah. I understand.
Okay, than what I have done for 15 years in yoga.
Whoa.
So, so I feel it has breaken my comfort level of. So I like teaching one on one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it. Okay, but
Hmm.
at the same time, there is a comfort level where I don't want to go beyond that.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so maybe somewhere sound has worked on that. And so before we started this recording, I was talking to you that I'm not that talkative. Okay,
Right.
and so uh, so that is that uncomfortable tone when there are 15 people and 15 people talking to you. You need to talk to you, talk to them. So what?
Hmm.
Okay, so maybe because of that, I never took group workshops in yoga.
Hmm. Hmm.
But when sound happened, I started taking it, and so in each workshop, I have minimum 10 people, minimum 10 to 12 people. So, hey, so that's also one of the things which sound has got into me. It
So
has
there's a
somehow,
beautiful flow.
yeah. And so I'm coming out of that comfort zone of just one on one. So, if anything else you want me to share? Ah,
Wow. I mean, I just heard about this gynac and the experience that you shared. It has actually thrilled me as well. And you know,
yeah.
when a medical practitioner approves and shares her experience, because we've seen that many medical practitioners hold on to their ego, not really ego, but hold on to their belief that it is only medicine that helps.
Hmm.
But when they come up to us and when they say that, okay, sound has helped me in so and so way, it not only approves our work but also encourages us to do more work,
Yes.
isn't it? And then you share that you have moved out of your comfort zone. Can I also say that probably you have now become yourself? You're going closer to your own self. Does that make you feel
Uh,
happy?
of of what?
Conducting sound baths for a group
Yeah,
of
of course.
people, conducting
Yes, yes,
workshops, does it make you
yes, yes.
happy?
It does make me
Yes.
happy.
Yeah.
And what makes me happy is the sharings that I get after the session.
Right.
And so, like, it's though it is simple, uh, the session is very simple, but each person is experiencing so many different things.
True.
Okay, so there is only one session, there is only I who is playing. Everybody is listening to the same sound, but the same sound is being treating different people differently.
Differently. Very true. Because sound, how do you define sound as?
How do I define sound?
Forget
Uh,
about the technical definition of sounds that you've learned. We really don't need that. For a common man, he needs to understand how you would define sound from your heart space.
so for me, sound is a tool to meditate.
Wow.
Okay. And so I feel that as I started the conversation that I had no plans to do sound.
Hmm.
And for me, the sound is the blessing. Okay. It someone somewhere had the plan कि you have to get connected with these two, three people and they will teach you sound and then your process starts. Okay. And I will always be in gratitude to sound.
Wow.
Okay. Uh, so, so it has triggered a lot of things in me, and I feel it is so. I am being so. I don't know whether I'm being egoistic over here or not, but I feel I have been a medium to heal a lot of people through this sound.
I agree.
So yeah, so it gives me a lot of happiness when I see things change in people.
Mm-hmm.
Someone after few months calling you or sharing a message to you, here is this is the session I did last time, and this is what happened in me,
Hmm.
and like these. So at least as a sound healer or a sound therapist, whatever you want to call, at least we are practicing it or मतलब बीच बीच में practice करते हैं. you
Yes,
know, so
absolutely.
we play for ourselves, we meditate. But these people have just done one session with me, and the shift that they see is like tremendous. Okay, and
Yes.
they can relate, they can see that, and they know it because of this. It has happened,
Hmm.
and when they share it, it's like I feel wow. You
Incredible.
know,
Yeah.
so it need not be that you should be a sound healer or a sound therapist to see a lot of changes in you.
Absolutely.
That one session or that one movement can bring a lot. So I think for me that movement was with that playing the ball with
Your
in
student.
my client's house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that shifted something, and then so for these people they may not go for being a sound therapist, but at least that shift they can see and recognize. See, this is
Right.
because of this, you know, and then whenever they want, whenever they feel, they come back and experience the session.
So true. So you need not be a sound therapist to actually be a sound practitioner. You can
Yeah.
simply practice sounds in your own way. You close
Yes.
your eyes and you listen to your heartbeat. You close your eyes and you listen to your breath.
Yes.
And there's no need to even close your eyes. Keep your eyes open and be aware in this moment. And you can listen to any sounds outside you, the sounds inside you. The whole idea
Mm.
is to move from the outside sounds to the inside sounds, isn't it?
Yes. 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 That's true.
So true, so beautifully said. I am thrilled. I am so happy to be
So
hearing you.
one more experience that
Mm-hmm.
I would share is
Please.
I did one workshop with the kids. Okay,
Okay.
and there were about 15 kids
Uh huh.
in that session,
Uh huh.
and I feel that it's very easy for. So now there is a, I don't want to say a trend of teaching meditation to kids, but people feel kids, and it's of course necessary. Kids should also meditate. That's a good age to introduce them to meditation and all. And I feel it's very easy for kids to learn meditation through sound. Okay, and they get connected to the session, to the sound very easily, and it was just a beautiful session. The way they shared, so I allowed them to play. Okay, so through the full session I was not playing. So if there were 15 kids, four kids were playing with me, and 10 kids were lying down, or 11 kids were lying down. And after 15-20 minutes, the other four kids were playing with me, and each one not only loved playing it, of course, that they will love it because something to play with that. But the way they were sitting or lying down, it was like just still. And so the kid's age was maybe around 9 to about 14, 15. To see this age kids to lie down and be still, so they're amazing experience.
I totally agree to this part. I was actually thinking about this, I think, yesterday morning. I was talking to my daughter and I was teaching her about holistic health. I was not really teaching her, but she had some stomach ache. And I was explaining her how our body heals on its own. You just need to put your body into that space, allow it to heal itself. So I reminded
Hmm.
her that, whenever you have a scratch on your knee or on your hand, and how your skin automatically heals. So you need to
Hmm.
provide that environment to your body as well. Give it good food, good thoughts, good experiences. Give it some
Hmm.
rest, so automatically your body will heal itself. And I see that spark in her eyes, and it says to me that it's so easy for me to make her understand that yes, body heals itself,
Hmm.
because children at that age are in the receptive mode. They simply say yes and they absorb all of these things. And this
Yeah.
experience actually ingrained in her, and I can see that yes, whenever she wants to then allow her body to heal itself, she will be patient enough there and she'll not go out and pop a pill to heal herself. But when I have
Hmm.
to explain the same thing to my husband or my family members, I know it is going to take time for me to do that,
Hmm.
because their belief, their experience with their body is totally different. They've learned that yes, medicine heals, and that is their belief, that is their experience. Children
Yeah.
still do not have those experiences. For them, a mother's hug, the connection with the father, is also more than enough to help them heal,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Hmm.
So what you're saying is absolutely true, that yes, it is so easy and it's possible to see children go into that state of stillness when we play sounds for them. And it's
Hmm.
amazing to work with these little children, because the way they respond to the whole system that gets created, the way they respond to sounds, the way they go into that silent space, and then the way they bloom. It's actually an experience to even visualize that whole magic happening there.
Yes.
True,
Yes.
true, lovely.
And coming to the point which you were saying, body heals itself. Okay, I was discussing this with someone just about a couple of days back. Okay, where I feel this is the best example how nature is healing. Okay, when you don't do anything, okay, you can heal. And the best example is the river Ganga. Okay, so man tried to do so many projects. So government has implemented so many projects to clean the water of Ganga. Okay, but when nothing, when we did nothing, okay, Ganga healed itself. Okay, herself. So when we are doing a sound healing, so this is why I was just correlating these things with the sound. So when I am taking a sound healing session, okay, or someone is taking a sound bath, actually he is doing nothing. Okay, and since you're not doing anything, okay, your
So true,
body gets a chance to heal itself.
so true,
Okay,
absolutely.
otherwise we just want to do something कि अरे इधर दर्द हो रहा है, इधर डायबिटीज है, तो ये गोली ले लो, ये करो, वैसा करो, ये करो, वो करो, and we don't give body any chance to heal itself. But when we stop doing everything, when we are still, okay, that's where the body gets a chance कि बाबा हाँ अभी मैं कुछ काम कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ.
Absolutely, and that's why we say that sound actually takes us in that state of silence where
Yes,
actually healing happens.
yes.
It is not the sounds that does the healing, but it is the silence that does the healing.
Uh,
Yeah, so true. David, that one advice that you would like to give all the viewers,
one advice.
yeah, or a suggestion, or a technique, or a tool, okay, anything that you want to. name it as.
Uh, so, what works for me can work for a lot of other people.
Sure.
So I am. So I'll tell you how I work with sound. Okay,
Please.
I am not a disciplined person. Okay, so if someone would have told me कि every day 10 minutes sound का practice करना है, तो ये ऐसा होता है, so I wouldn't have worked like that. Okay,
Yes.
uh, but whenever your heart feels, okay, just do it. It might be just 2 minutes. Okay, it might be just 5 minutes. Okay, you don't have to practice for yourself for 1 hour. Okay, it might be just 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes will give you energy to sustain for longer time, whatever it is. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying this, but that 2 minutes of practice is what your heart wanted. Just give it. Okay.
Wow.
Second thing is, don't wait till you have 6 balls or 8 balls. You have just 1 ball. Just practice with that. Okay, and the practice whatever you want to do. Okay, so I know when we did the session, we were told to do 21, 21, 21. Okay, and I'm sorry to say,
No, please go ahead. But you
but
were
I've
also
never.
said that 21 is only for you to practice later. It is not about 21,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is the
yeah,
right
but yes.
strike.
Uh, so, no, I'm sorry to say that I did not
No,
practice 21, 21, 21
please go
because I
ahead.
did not. So, so I even today, whenever I feel like, I just take 1 ball, whichever I feel like, and just do whatever I want to. Okay,
Yes,
maybe do take 3, 4 mallets and play. Maybe just take 1 mallet and play. Maybe just strike it just 3 times, and then the session is over for me for that time. Okay, but
absolutely.
it it changes your mental and physical state from somewhere to somewhere good. Okay,
Yes.
and yeah, so I don't know about how it helps the vastu, but I somewhere feel it helps the vastu. Okay, so I don't have any clinical evidence or something like that for that, but I feel it somewhere helps the vastu.
Yes, because we strongly believe that the outside world is the reflection of our inside world. When
Yeah.
we start seeing changes outside, technically changes inside have happened.
Hmm.
And when you see things changing outside, you automatically start believing them. So
Hmm.
if you've seen the energies of your house changing, if you've seen any changes in your life, because so much has changed inside you.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful to you, honestly, for saying this, that please don't wait for those 21 strikes, and please don't wait for those 5 minutes or an hour of meditation to do, but allow the sounds to happen. Truly, thank you for saying this. When I know when I teach, I might ask you to practice 21 strikes just to bring in discipline. But behind that, I also remember saying always, and I always say this, that do not do sounds, do not
Hmm.
create sounds, allow the sounds to happen. And it is not also about multiple bowls, it is one bowl and one strike that does the magic. I don't know
Yeah.
even if I have to call it as magic or healing or whatever has to happen in that moment for you will happen with one right strike and one right sound. It is how sound affects you, and it is how you perceive that sound as. And it
Hmm.
could be the sound of a bowl, sound of a gong, sound of your voice, sound of a bird chirping, sound of a Bollywood music. It could be any sound. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Sound is purely sound.
Yes.
It is how you perceive it as, isn't it?
Yeah.
True. Wow, this was a great conversation. In fact, I would have never imagined that I would have sat across Devidat and I would have discussed on sounds for such a long time. It
No,
was
even I wouldn't
incredible.
have imagined that I would talk so much on sound. Okay.
You were
So,
great.
but yes, I, I would be always grateful to sound.
Oh my God. Thank you so
It
much.
has touched somewhere, some. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get emotional on this, but
No, that's absolutely fine. Who you are in this moment is who you truly are in this moment. Absolutely.
yes. So I'm always be in gratitude to you
Oh my.
and Simple. Okay, so you both have been my certification and true introduction wala. Yeah, but uh, yeah, jokes apart, but yes, the journey with you and Chintan has been very, what should I say? Yeah, has been very fruitful.
It's indeed the same with me. Journey with all
So
of you
there
all
are
have been
certain things which
great.
you can't express in words.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are certain things which you can't explain in words. So
True.
I don't know. I can't experience right now what I feel. Uh, yeah, I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed. And so I don't know, but there is some bigger plans for sounds that has come in my life for my personal things and also maybe for the society.
And may this
So
journey
yeah,
be a sound journey for you. May this journey be a
yes.
flow.
So thank you for being in my life. Thank you for bringing sound in my life. What else will I say? Yes,
In fact, thank you for being there with me. Thank you for being a part of this whole big family. Thank you for your presence. We all together make sounds.
yes.
And I'm so grateful to each one of you. Thank you so much, Devidat, and thank you for being here and sharing yourself. I'm
Thank you.
so happy that we gave it a great start. Thank you so
But
much.
I'm happy that it was a good
Yes, indeed, it was a great
conversation.
start. Yes, totally, totally.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.